acclaimed storyteller, author, and the founder of Kathalaya, an organization dedicated to reviving the art of storytelling in India. She has played a significant role in promoting storytelling as an educational and cultural tool, both within India and internationally. Her work often focuses on using stories to educate, inspire creativity, and enhance communication skills. Through Kathalaya, she has trained teachers, educators, and individuals to use storytelling as a means of teaching and learning.
So, Ria, why did Joy change the monster's heart? Why did Thingy go in search of her shell? How did the great bear become a constellation? And how did Kinch and Kench find a new home?
Ishana, those are all good questions, but why do cockroaches die on their backs? Why do nightingales sing at night? How does the moon get her craters? Why did the snake come to live in the sea? Why does the clock cover his face? Have you ever wondered why?
Well, the How and Why Tales by Geeta Ramanujam is a collection of 18 such fairy tales and folklore across the globe.
The stories mainly revolve around nature, trees, forests, animals, oceans, and of course, humans, but from a past time. These folk tales highlight a time when man and nature coexisted and lived in harmony.
Dive into these questions that we have all had and are eager to know the answers to, as Ms. Geeta will discuss these inquiries along with many other questions that you have regarding her book, The How and Why of Things. Let's all give a big round of applause for Ms. Geeta.
All right. So, do you wonder? Yes? What do you ask? Do you ask a lot of questions? And do your parents answer? Do we have the answers for all the questions? No. So sometimes, when I was young, so who am I? Geeta Ramanujam. A storyteller, that's right. Who is a storyteller? A person who tells stories. And whom does she tell stories to? Everybody, wow, that is wonderful. So you see, way back, right? We had different kinds of storytellers, isn't it? Not like how I'm telling stories. Yeah, we used to have like people who do what we call as harikatha. Okay, they would sing a story. They would have shlokas. And sometimes they'll show pictures and tell stories. Or they'll play the dolak, right? So there were different kinds of storytellers, and they used to go from one village to another village telling stories. Sometimes they will do something on shadows. Or they'll show a puppet. All right? So, nowadays, it's difficult because you have a big screen before you, isn't it? We have television, we have computers. What are all the other digital forms? We have so many forms. So everyone is all the time, isn't it? We don't have time to hear or listen. So life has also become, isn't it? So don't you think we need more time for stories? Yes, not just reading, also to listen. Yes. So if you're listening, just listen to what I'm going to say. So you said I am a storyteller. So I'm going to say I am a storyteller. And you're going to show an action, and in the same voice, you will say, you are a storyteller. All the older children sitting should also do that. Right? Okay. I am a storyteller. Are you listening? What did I tell you? What should you say? You are a storyteller. Okay, once again. I am a storyteller. Wonderful. Did you have breakfast? Can we be louder and little more energetic? I love it. Okay. I am a storyteller. Wow.
I am a storyteller. Same voice. I am a storyteller.
Very nice. I am a storyteller. I am a storyteller. You need lot of energy for this. Okay. I am a storyteller. I am a storyteller.
You are a storyteller.
Yay, you're listening. So we're all storytellers, isn't it? Yes or no? Don't we tell stories all the time? Yes, we tell stories. You know what happened? All the children go home and tell your parents, isn't it? You know today what happened in the school? Actually, I didn't beat her, but she... Isn't it? And then the parents tell stories. What kind of stories do they tell? Lots of stories. Yeah? So you will often hear them saying, you know what happened today? I went to that office and blah, 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 blah. My boss, oh my God, I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what he meant. Yeah? So lot of us tell stories. So we're all storytellers. Now, how did stories come about? There are lots of stories. Okay? But let's say in the beginning of time, what year is it today? 2024. Which century is that? 21st century. Wonderful. What's your name? Give him a big hand. Good. 21st century. Now, imagine there was no century at all. Zero. And it was infinity. You can imagine, when you look up at the sky, what do you see? Sky. And in the night, how is it? Dark or? Dark. Very good. And what do you see in the sky up? Stars. And sometimes you see the moon. That's right. And imagine there was no moon, there were no stars, there was just darkness. Imagine. And stretches of darkness, right? Yeah, exactly. There was no God. Nobody knew who God was. Who was the creator? There was just vast area of nothing. Nothing. And then, when there was nothing, there was one
Tiny atom. You know what an atom is? Kutti. Small. One atom was born. Twink. And the atom looked. मैं कौन हूँ? कहाँ हूँ? Where am I? Am I alone? Nobody is here. Only darkness.
And just as he was looking, in the distance, sounds, gas, liquids, light, movement, clouds, woo, woo, whoa, whoa, whoa. It started expanding, filling the darkness, coming towards
The atom. The atom was watching. Ah, ah.
Ooh, whoa! It crashed. Some people say it was a big bang. Some people say there was an explosion of light. And there was light. Whoa! Big bang. And who was that? Wonderful. What's your name? Sharada. Give Sharada a big hand. She says there was light and that was the sun. How true. Now this sun, ooh, he just placed himself in the infinite sky. That's right. And as did he say, I am the sun? No, no. He just, and there was light. And then all that gas and liquid and everything, isn't it? Suddenly, something started coming out of that chaos. And there was one buduk, 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 buduk. What was that? Atom? Very good, Sharda. There was a planet. And this planet, duduk, 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 duduk. But this planet, he had one ego. Imagine, ego means what? I am a planet. My name is Saturn. I don't want to face the sun. Buduk, 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 buduk. But do you think he can escape? No, because the sun is the one who's going to create what is called as a solar system. That's right. So he made an orbit. And Saturn had no choice. He got into that orbit. And then there was one planet who was very happy, very jolly, because he had lots of wives. He had a lot of girlfriends. And he started coming. Jupiter, very good. You should give yourselves a big hand. So Jupiter came out and with all his wives. And he was singing, ooh la la la, ooh la la la, ooh la 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 la. So he didn't even watch the sun. Ooh la la la. He went with all his wives. And then there was a planet. She came close to the sun. Mercury, but even closer. Venus, very good, Venus. So Venus came very close and
She liked the sun very much. So she came and she told, can I stay close to you? Because I think I like you. Can I?
and the sun for the first time and said, of course you can. And she was so smitten by the sun. And then, of course, all other planets came. Who are all the other planets? Mercury, very good. Mars, Uranus, Earth, Neptune. Wonderful. Okay, now did I tell you there was this big bang, isn't it? At that time, a lot of elements had come. So all these elements, they were looking for a place. They went to Saturn. Saturn said, I have no time for anyone else. I'm busy, you know. And of course, you know Jupiter. Ooh, la la la. He didn't even listen to what they wanted. And Venus was,
I can't hear anything. I only can hear the sun.
so now, another planet, very friendly planet was coming from the center. Earth, very good. So Earth was very happy. Dadak, 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 dadak. She was so happy. When you're happy and you know, you clap your hands. When you're happy and you know, you clap your hands. When you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it. When you're happy and you know, you clap your hands. When you're happy and you know, you snap your fingers. When you're happy and you know, you snap your fingers. When you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it. When you're happy and you know, you snap your fingers. When you're happy and you know, you slap your thighs. When you're happy and you know, you slap your thighs. When you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it. When you're happy and you know, you slap your thighs. When you're happy and you know, you say hello. When you're happy and you know, you say hello. When you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it. When you're happy and you know, you say hello. When you're happy and you know, you do all four. Very good. Now together. When you're happy and you know, you do all four. When you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it. When you're happy and you know, you do all four. And so the earth, she said, hi everyone, to all the elements. And she said, get in. So all the elements got inside the earth. Aren't we very lucky? Because now we have life on the earth. Only thing, we are trying to spoil it. Isn't it? So now the earth, she was so happy. But she allowed everyone to come in. But you know, among the elements, they all had a problem. The fire said, I am the most powerful. And what does fire do? Burn. So he burned. And there was volcanic eruptions. There were earthquakes. And the fire went boom inside the earth. Inside the earth, there was a lot of chaos. But you know what? One nice thing about our lives and about life on earth is nothing lasts forever. Everything changes, isn't it? From 2024, next year we will be 20. Yes. Will you always be 7 years old? You will grow 8, then 9, and older 20, then 40, then 60, then okay. Anyway, so whatever is born will die, and nothing is forever. So even this fire was, but he was getting tired, and he said, and he was very tired and tired and tired. And that's when, bluk, 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 who was this? The water came whoo, and chased the fire. And the water became all the oceans and the seas and the rivers. Yeah, and then our planet Earth was so sweet, she started shifting. Oh, woo. And after that, the wind, he wanted to actually blow very gently, okay? But when he came, he changed his mind. He came, and then it went, woo, 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 woo. Woo, 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 woo. And then he became, he hasn't made up his mind at all. Even today is very moody. Suddenly you'll find the wind will be woo, suddenly and sometimes no wind at all, isn't it? So he's very having swinging moods. Now while all this was happening in the earth, there were a lot of formations, mountains, volcanic mountains, and there were rocks, and there was the ocean. And they say some creatures came out. Animals and birds and okay, so there were fish in the oceans, and there was the elephant. Yeah, and then there was the Yeah, and they were strange kind of animals and birds. But there was one person, like a cloud, and he was like
Gray in color, whitish gray, and he had some arms, and he was squishy and squashy, and he was drawing patterns, and he was like, he didn't know what he was called. He was not an animal or a bird, and he was like a not a squid, and not like a creature or a snail or anything. So he didn't have a name. So everyone called him Tingy. They said, "Hey Tingy, Tingy, what's your name?" And Tingy said, "Tingy." So Tingy moved toing, toing, and she drew patterns in the mud. Toing.
But you know what? Tingy was way ahead of our time. She was already in the 21st century. And she could see things. She was so intelligent. But remember, at the beginning of time, no one knew that, right? So Tingy could talk. Tingy could move. And she would get up on a rock. She was an explorer. She was a wanderer. So she would get up and she would say, "Hello, hello, I'll ask you a question. Can I? Can I ask you a question?" Yeah? So everyone who was going there, some creatures, they said, "I don't know what you want to ask. Don't show off, yeah." And two creatures stood there and said, "Okay, ask."
Why is the fire engine red?
Huh? What is a fire engine?
Oh, you don't know? A red color van which extinguishes all the fire engine.
Oh, okay, what about that?
So I'm asking you why the fire engine is red.
Well, we don't know. And she said, "You know what? It has 8 windows and 4 doors. Okay. So each window is 12 inches. And 12 inches means one foot ruler size. A ruler reminds you of Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth is the name of a ship and is the name of a ruler. Right? So ruler reminds you of Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth is the name of a ship. The ship sails on the sea. And the sea has fishes. Fish have fins. Fins remind you of Finland. Finland is a Marxist country. Marxism means red. And that's why the fire engine is red. Dumbo. We don't understand what you're saying. Chatterbox. Show off.
Hey, wait. I'll ask you a simpler question. You see the ocean? It's a big sea. It's a big sea. You see, I'll tell you a story. There's a big sea. In the middle, there's a ship. What was the captain's name? What was the captain's name?
Again, you're asking us questions.
No, I'm telling you a story.
Oh, we don't understand. And so Tingy felt very sad. And as she was relaxing one day,
She said, I don't have a friend.
who was that? Owl, the wise old owl. He came and he stretched his wings. And he said, "Tingy, come here. Why are you sad here?"
No, they call me names.
"So what? They also call me Ullu. But that doesn't make me stupid, do I? I've been living here. Don't worry.
I think I'll go to the ocean. I don't like this land. Everyone here is not good.
Even in the ocean, you will find the same type of environment. People are the same everywhere. Things are the same everywhere. Circumstances are the same everywhere. I know you won't understand. But don't forget one thing.
What?
Don't forget to breathe, okay?
What?
Why don't you do it now? Can we all do it? Yeah, close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Breathe out. Again, take a deep breath. Breathe out. Wow. Doesn't that feel good? Yeah. So be aware. Don't forget to breathe, the thingy. Don't forget to breathe, okay?
I don't understand, but I'll try, okay? But I don't like to stay in this land. I'm going towards the ocean. Bye, friend. I'll always remember you.
Oh, I was here because you were there. Since you're not there now, I want to fly away. And the owl flew away. And Thingy,
He said, oh my God, where do I go now? Squishy, squatchy, squishy, shocky, squishy, shock. Chicka bum bum, chicky chicky bum bum, chicky bum bum, chicky chicky bum bum, chicky bum bum, chicky ticky 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 ticky, block 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 block.
and went towards the ocean. And then he went inside the ocean. And suddenly, block, 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 block. He went inside that ocean. And first time he saw blue sea. Even the daylight looks blue and orange. Fish. Oh, hardly any. Plants, weeds. Oh, it's so quiet. Oh, I love this. Block, 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 block. But as he started going, walk! There was a shark. The shark said, what are you doing here? And then there was a fish which had a tail like a sword. And the sword poked her. Walk! Who's that? What is that called? A sword tail. And then there was a big blue one. Whoa. A whale, a dolphin said, get out of here. It's our place. This ocean is not yours, whatever your name is. Bloop, 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 bloop. Went among the weeds and hid in the weeds and clung to the weeds. And then remembered what the owl said. What did the owl say? Don't forget to and never be afraid. So Thingy closed her eyes. Can we all close our eyes? And take one big breath and let it go. And now Thingy felt better. And then she went deeper, deeper, deeper. And then she didn't know where she was going. And then she found a rock. And she climbed on that rock. And she said, I think I must make friends. I remember what the owl said. The circumstances will be the same. Everything will be the same everywhere. I think I need to make friends. This is the Indian Ocean. So I'm going to make friends. I know all the languages, you know. Kemcho. Kemcho. Majama. And then she said, Kaise hai aap? Aap kaise hai? अच्छे है ठीक है वाव हाँ ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಬಾಗುನ್ನಾರಾ ಬಾಗುನ್ನಾರಾ ಓ ಹೌದಾ எப்படி இருக்கீங்க நல்லா இருக்கீங்களா So she told all the languages. Hi, how are you? How are you? Here, I'm Thingy. I've joined the ocean now. Can I have friends? Come, come, come. Chatterbox. Show off. Don't waste our time. We are busy in the ocean. Bluck, bluck, bluck. And suddenly, someone came there. Whoop! With his tummy out. Hey, Thingy. He had a face like a horse. Seahorse. And the seahorse said, you know what? I have a face like a horse, yeah, but I don't gallop. But they call me a seahorse, I don't know why. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8. 8, 8, 7, 7, 6, 6, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1. They call me an octopus, though I don't have any pus. And I don't know how they keep names. So don't worry, Thingy. Life is the same. Be happy. And don't forget to breathe. So now Thingy suddenly felt chicky bum bum, chicky bum bum, chicky, an itch everywhere. And he started scratching on all the stones and all the weeds. Oh, something is changing. Something is not happening properly. I don't know what. Oh my God, where's my friend? And then he closed his eyes. Can we all close our eyes? And for Thingy's sake, imagine your Thingy and take a deep breath. And when you breathe out, go deep inside the ocean. Just go down. And that's what Thingy did. And he went down and down and down, 5,000 feet, down to the bed of the ocean. And everything was quiet and wonderful. And he said, this is a beautiful world. And you know what happened? There he went down and down and down. And as he went down, he saw a big clam. Have you seen a clam? Like a shell? Okay. So now this clam didn't say anything and said, and so Thingy got inside this clam. And the clam, top, it closed. And now Thingy went inside. And she closed her eyes. And for many years, she just did one thing. What? Breathe. So she took a deep breath. And again she took a deep breath. And she forgot herself. And after many years, this clam opened. And out came what? Thingy became a pearl. Yes, an oyster. And the first thing she let out was a pearl of wisdom. And what was that wisdom? Don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to breathe. So she took a deep breath and she taught people how to find their own selves. Yes? Okay, so that was how Thingy found her shell, right? Okay. So in which book is this? How and Why Tales. So you'll find this is one of the stories. And there are many other stories. The first story is how stories evolved. And the second story is why cockroaches die on their back. Have you seen cockroaches? Yes? They're quite irritating, no? So one day I saw this cockroach going. And I hate cockroaches. So I said, "Ayo, cockroach." But every time I noticed that the cockroach would fall on his back and and that's how he'll die, with all his hands and legs. Right? Then I was wondering why the cockroaches die on their backs. Maybe they want to see the beautiful sky, isn't it? They're also like us, isn't it? So one day the oldest cockroach, he asks a grasshopper. He tells the grasshopper, hey, why don't you turn me on my back, yeah? Every time you come and tell me that the sky is so beautiful, the trees are so beautiful, I also want to see the sky. We have no eyes. We only have feelers. So we only roam around in the night. Sometimes we even get into the refrigerators nowadays because we don't get food at all. And this cockroaches, the oldest cockroach name was Kukaracha. So Kukaracha one day went to this grasshopper and said, please, yeah, do me one favor, no, turn me upside down. So the grasshopper with his long legs, tock, and Kukaracha went, toing. Ah, the sky is so beautiful. So that's how even cockroaches have feelings, isn't it? We all have feelings, don't we? So that's the first story. And then have you ever wondered, when you look in the sky, there is the great bear, isn't it? Yeah? How many stars, how many are there in the constellation of the great bear? Who knows? What is a great bear called in science? What is that constellation, name of the constellation? Huh? Not Orion. Huh? No? Ursa Major, very good. What's your name? Huh? Purvi. Give Purvi a big hand. Ursa Major. Okay. So, how many stars are there in that constellation? 7. Yes. Sometimes we call it Saptarishi, which is, it's like a question mark, right? 4 and 3. So there is a story from Greenland of how this polar bear with the 2 little cubs became the great bear. It's called the constellation of the great bear. But there's a story. It's boring to read facts, right? So when you do it as a story, it is more interesting. So short, wonderful, lovely tales that I've handpicked to give it to you. So I would request you, if you're older and even if you're younger, read them aloud. You know, it's lovely to read a story loudly so that it's nice, yeah? So read them aloud and you will find questions and answers to a lot of how and why stories. Now, because you are very nice listeners, can I show you one small thing? Yes? It's a puppet, yeah. But you know, I started storytelling in 1996. At that time, the first thing I did was I gathered some pieces of cloth and I was wondering if my storytelling was good. So I created one character. And that character was, who is this?
Yeah, but he doesn't like to be called monkey, no?
No. Do you have a name? Can you guess what his name is? Monkey? Monkey. You have a name, no? Sharda, right? So, ah? T2? T2, okay. So, actually his name is Tutu. Okay? So, Tutu is very happy because whenever I go out, he has to come with me. So, every time he will get into my bag and he will travel with me. Okay? And only problem with him is like all of us. Even as older people, we are like that, right? So, when I say sit properly,
Tell me a story, tell me a story, tell me a story.
so I have to do the opposite. I have to tell him, you can make as much noise as you want. And what he'll do, you know? Yeah? So yesterday, I had a session. I every day almost have a session with parents, with children, all that. So yesterday I had a session near Yelahanka. You know how far it is? Yeah. So, is the airport near Yelahanka? Yes. So I went to a school there and I did a session and I came to a lake near Yelahanka. Which is the lake near Yelahanka? Have you heard of Hebbal? Very good. So I went and sat and I was very tired. But you know what? Tutu is very sensitive. He knows that I'm tired. So he won't make too much sound. So I was almost sitting on a bench. I was about to sleep and Tutu was climbing trees. And he was swinging. And he was sitting. I wish I lived in a mama monkey, la 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 la, where I was born. And I woke up. And he said, okay, I'll keep quiet. And as he was playing in the lake, a tortoise, yeah. He was also wondering, okay. So he's wondering, what is it? So sometimes when you have questions and you wonder, it's nice when you wonder in silence, isn't it? Yeah? Even though the monkey is very naughty, he's wondering, isn't it? And by wondering and by waiting patiently, you get answers. And that's how he got a new friend yesterday. The only thing he came and told me is, you must also take Pachaka with you. I said, who's Pachaka? The tortoise, the turtle. Oh. And you know why they named him Pachaka? Because Pachaka said, when he was born, he slipped and fell Pachak. So mummy named him Pachaka. So today I had to carry Tutu and Pachaka. So they also are now part of my storytelling session because I think they also have a sense of wondering how, why do children come and listen to my stories? Why are older people coming and listening to stories? Sometimes I have the answers. Sometimes I have no answers. But it's okay to have no answers, isn't it? It's nice to stay with a question, don't you think? Why should we always have answers? Sometimes it's nice to stay with the question. So, when you're happy and you know, you say goodbye. When you're happy and you know, you say goodbye. When you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it. When you're happy and you know, you say goodbye. When you're happy and you know, you do all five. When you're happy and you know, you do all five. When you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it. When you're happy and you know, you do all five. But don't go away. Because I took the trouble of coming a long distance to tell you the story of Thingy. Yeah? And we have so many questions, no? And there's a person sitting there, her name is Kavya. And she was responsible also, and all their team were responsible because they said, why are you only telling stories? How and why, how and why, how and why? Why don't you bring out a book? So I brought out this book called How and Why. Louder? Very good. And this is available, and only if you buy the books, they'll allow me to tell stories. Otherwise, I'll become like Tingy. Okay? So, will you buy my book, please? Will you get a signed copy from me? Really? Don't chumma tell, okay? And if your parents say it's expensive, it's not expensive, tell them, no, I'm going to read it. Will you read? How many of you read? Ah, very nice. So those who have not been reading, read at least one story a day. One story is hardly 1.5 pages. Okay, so will you buy the book? Will you tell your friends? So shall I see you at 2:30 in the author's lounge? Yeah, find out where it is because even I don't know. Okay, all right, thank you so much. You were wonderful listeners. And for the older people, we do a lot of courses in storytelling in Kathalaya. We are going to do our 175th course, which is going to be at our center on October 18th, 19th, and 20th. It is for the art of storytelling. It's not so easy, but when people come to the course, you will find that it's so wonderful, isn't it? So not too much homework, only you have to give a whack on the side of your head. Yeah, and it'll give you a different perspective of what storytelling is. Yeah, so do come for the course also, but before that, I'll see you in the author's lounge. Do spread the word. Put your comments after reading on Amazon so that I can write more books on what happened when next. All right, thank you so much. And thank you to Neve for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.